second episode on Santa Monica Beach. It's windy, it's cloudy. Look, my hair is all over the place. So, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to wear my Toronto Maple Leafs skull cap for this edition. They're off to a good start. I love the Leafs. It's casual. Why not? Jonathan Calmus is the co-founder and CEO of Cuddle.com. Now, it's not CUDDLE.com. It's Cuttle, CUTTLE.com. What are you guys all about?
Absolutely. So we actually go into student housing facilities as well as dorms, and we build out what we call the social amenity. Basically what that is it's multiple touch points throughout the community that allows you to find out all the social opportunities being exclusively shared by the residents and management who live within your community. Yeah, one of the touch points that we use is actually what we call Cuddle TV. It's a large television located in the high traffic areas of these buildings, and it's meant as a window into your community. Some of the other touch points are Cuddle.com, where you can actually find out all of these social opportunities we're talking about, contribute, interact with them, as well as Cuddle Mobile, which currently is a mobile site, and in about a month or two will be an app as well. So what that means is you can borrow and share physical items, and through a very smart system that we created, it'll track everything for you, and it'll even be that annoying friend that calls up a week later and says, "Hey man, you said you were going to return my Xbox controller a week ago."
All right, so how do you make money off of any of this? That's the first thing. Do this in college campuses. Students have no money. How do you make money? How is this going to turn into a company that generates revenue and hopefully a profit?
Well, I would say right off the bat, it is kind of a misconception that students don't have money. When students want to have money, they have money. So
depends what they need to have it for.
Depends what they need to have it for, exactly.
For beer, they always have money.
Somehow it's raining beer all the time. But within these spaces, the way that we make our money is twofold. First of all, we bring in what we call community supporters. It's another name for a sponsor. And it's proven that the best form of getting someone interested in a product is physically having them touch it and feel it and express that product through senses and not just through, a screen or an article or something like that. When you interact with the system, we have a series of tags associated with that. So we get to start understanding your wants, your desires, and simply put your needs. And then we can feed that back to community supporters who ultimately will bring those resources back to you. And hopefully you'll do the same and share them with your community, as we want you to experience life. And part of experiencing life is also experiencing those things that you want to have access to, and those things that, hopefully one day you will be sitting there playing that video game that looks really cool on TV. But what if you could try that first and determine for yourself whether or not you wanted to purchase it before committing to that $60 buy?
You're 22 years old.
Yeah.
So I understand that if there's a focus on your age, that maybe it does bother you. I mean, I don't know, does it?
It doesn't. And it's because I have a really great predisposition. I look like I'm 45. So no one really believes when I'm 22, and then the joke kind of comes out and things like that. But no, I've definitely been battling that kind of my entire professional life, as funny as that sounds. Once you kind of get into startup world, it works towards your benefit because we know our generation better than someone who's not our generation does. So we get to kind of pave the way and lead the future. Currently, the co-founders do not take a salary. We have a firm belief that we want to take care of the people that take care of us. So we make sure that, we pay all our bills and we pay our team before we pay ourselves. But over time, it's really not about the money necessarily to us. It's not about getting a nice salary currently, because we are building towards a much bigger vision and building towards something that we know is going to change the way people interact with each other.
So how are you able to not take a salary? Your parents loaded or something? Or seriously, it's being straightforward.
My parents are not loaded. I come from a very humble background. The way I get to do what I do is by taking significant sacrifices. I've also been working from a very young age, and I have a fantastic team around me. And the support of the team kind of takes away from the desire to go drink beer one night and spend $40, just getting hammered. So when you know that there's other people relying on you, all of a sudden your perspective shifts and your priorities shift. It's not just about going out, getting hammered, and getting laid. It's really about making sure that people have the right resources to help contribute towards the vision that the co-founders came up with.
Cool. So you guys are in West Hollywood, but I noticed you have a Beverly Hills address.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Beverly Hills address, offices in West Hollywood.
Yeah. We used to have our offices.
You could get laid a lot with that kind of pitch, seriously.
We used to have our offices in Beverly Hills. It was in Casa del Chodakowitz, our other co-founder. We were in his guest house, and his parents very graciously gave us access to that for over a year. And then over time, we just started expanding a little bit, and so we went over to West Hollywood, but we maintained the mailbox. Why not? It's nice to have a 902 something zip code.
Yeah, 90210 never hurts.
What type of funding are you? What stage of funding are you at this point?
We're angel funded. We did a very modest round. Some friends and family in the beginning as well. And we're just kind of the type of people who like to take it slow and steady. We definitely understand, the need to move fast, but at the same time, we want to make all the best decisions.
Gotcha. So you feel one thing that both Tim Westergren from Pandora and Cyrus Ferruti from Capsule, who was on last week, they both said when they're taking money from friends and family, they feel an enormous responsibility to succeed, simply because, as Cyrus said, you don't want to lose your uncle's $25,000.
Yeah. I actually watched the interview with Cyrus, and I agree with both of them. It's a tricky game when you're playing with other people's money, and I remember Cyrus saying as well, it's not necessarily that you're taking a loan, but he perceives it that way. And I think that's the sign of someone who's really looking to succeed, is you don't just accept the fact that potentially you can fail. There is no room for failure in these types of environments. Currently, we're not pursuing venture funding simply because this is really our passion. This is our child. The entire team as a whole has made so many sacrifices to get to the point that we're at, that I don't mean to offend anyone, but taking venture money almost seems like we're bastardizing the concept.